it's interesting that anytime any of us experiences directly, consciously experiencing the source of creation, that our bodies start to produce a very, very refined substance known as Soma. And Soma has an extremely nourishing effect wherever it goes. It's so universally nourishing. It's so luscious. It's so beautiful that particularly the finer levels of creation, all the very, very fine levels of creation are fed by that product. And everybody has the experience of the source of creation. If you sleep, which we know people sleep, if you transition between different states of consciousness, you have the experience of the source of creation. So at those moments, that fine substance is being produced in the digestion. For those who have repeated experience, have a transcending meditation, for example, and have stabilized that experience of the source of creation, that material is being produced 24/7. It is the most nourishing thing that we can give to the collective. It is that one thing that is desired and adored and cherished and loved and received with grace all around, universally. So the moon oversees the production of that material. So what we're doing is we're looking at the connection between our physiologies, our little points of expression and creation, and that big body that's out there just on the outskirts of the space of the earth. And what's happening is that nourishing substance, that nourishing, loving energy that we create, it's a subtle material, it's very, very subtle, is folding back into that heavenly body, which is responsible for its production in our bodies. So we're essentially making a self-referral loop with our awareness between our physical body and the moon. And we're nourishing the moon. It's going with reverence and gratitude and appreciation and love and honor. The moon is like this beautiful ancient thing compared to our bodies, right? It's this beautiful thing. And we know that for each one of us, our personal relationship with the moon is a little different. So this is, again, the value of us doing this as a collective, is that we are able to extend and expand our personal relationship with that heavenly body, with that celestial body, by sharing each other's strengths. By sharing each other's strengths, a kind of balancing takes place. An evening out takes place. Oh, I'm so, so glad that we're doing this healing. The first question, as you can see, I'm close my eyes and go back to source. First question coming up is, what can we do as a collective? How can we as a collective offer just the right impulse of intelligence to the moon that would be the most beneficial, the most satisfying, the most useful to our beautiful moon? And what's coming back, it's very cute. The first thing that came back was I got a visual image of us offering flowers. And then I realized, oh yeah, that quote that just came up, that forgiveness is the essence of a flower which has just been cut. So forgiveness. Forgiveness, 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 forgiveness. And this is beautiful because our moon, as you know, really is responsible for a lot of changing energy on our earth, right? It goes small, it goes full, it goes small, it goes waxes and wanes, and it moves around the entire 360-degree sphere once a month. So that's a big deal. Oh, And so the influence of the moon on individuals, and now I'm looking out at a larger collective, yes, it really is happening at a collective level of creation. It's not, you know, we're putting our attention, so we're aware of this relationship that's taking place between the Soma Deva and the moon. And so our attention and awareness enhances and supports the brilliance of that process, but it's not really being accomplished by our individuality. It's something that needed to be accomplished in the creation at this time, especially considering the dicey Jyotish coming up, which has to do with this lower node of the two nodes of the moon are going to be having all kinds of fun with us this year. And so to make a huge offering at this time, to be part of this great cosmic event of the Soma Deva, offering Soma to the moon, it's like insurance. It's like we make the offering to this aspect of our celestial reality that really, really is going to need a lot of love and support and feel as good as possible in the coming months because of the natural, mathematical, measurable direction that it's taking. And knowing that the nature of each one of us as humans is that we're all going to be experiencing the influence in a different way. And that this also ties into one of the downloads that I got in preparation for this workshop, which I didn't get to share with you yesterday. But I think at this point it seems appropriate and so important. And that is that I was thinking about the energetic structure of the field around me. And I was just kind of exploring it and noticing what that energy feels like right now as we're moving out of winter and we're starting to we're less than a month away now from, or let's see, we're exactly, less than a month away from the spring equinox. So we're just like close. We're close to the 26 days from the spring equinox right now. So this is a transition time. And I was thinking to myself, wow, it's amazing that the feeling in the air, the feeling of being at this point in our yearly cycle is so, so different from the holidays. I always love the holidays, right? It's a great family time. For me, it usually starts with Diwali. There's always a big shift on Diwali. And then after that, it's like we go into this sort of blessed, like, holy time or something that for about a month to a month and a half, every day is just such a magical adventure. And then it kind of like winds down into January, and now we're coming closer to the spring equinox. And the transformation that occurred this year was just vast. And I was thinking, all of us are in this soup together. All of us are we're living within the structure that's created by our larger reality. We're living in it always. And how do we organize ourselves so that as that structure, that larger structure, constantly changes, and so dramatic this time. I feel as if it changed more extremely than it's ever changed before. It was so incredible. So I'm just bringing that question back to the source of creation. Just what do we do? How can we position ourselves to be so supportive to that larger organizing structure of creation? And the answer that came back was producing more Soma. So, look, we came in a circle. What do you know? And of course, Soma production increases as consciousness expands. So the big awakening that's taking place on Earth right now is part of creating a foundation to soften everyone's experience as we move forward. Yes?
Soma is with love, right? So through the expression of love is Soma.
Oh, that's beautiful. So the point here, I'm so grateful to have Vedic scholars. Thank you. So he's saying that Soma is through love, and that, yeah, that it's connected and associated with that. So
we
beautiful.
just send love to Buddha.
Yeah, so his point is that to send Soma, you send love. And can we say also that we can bring in the quality of devotion as well, that when love is coupled with action, then, and that's devotion, right? Love is coupled with action, then the quality of love is enhanced, because it's not only something experienced at a deep level of the heart or the feeling structure of self, but it's also embodied at the relative level of creation, making it extra rich and beautiful. And what I'm seeing happening is that, thank you so much for bringing that up, because that element of love is now went its way. It's like wound its way, woven its way into this offering that's continuing to take place between the Soma Deva and the sun. That what we're doing basically in our webinar is we're performing the action. We're sitting here attending to it. And so the result is I'm seeing a reflection back now from the moon into the, we can say, the Deva, or the intelligence of the digestive system. So the digestive Deva is receiving an upgrade. And it's receiving an upgrade based on its merits. Because what we've done is we've used our own capacity and ability to create that beautiful, enriching energy frequency, and we've put it where it counts, which is into the source of the creation, into the moon, from where that sweet energy comes. And so it's like a reward. It's like a reward, but with it, remember the razor's edge? The razor's edge is going to be with us, you guys. It's going to be with us probably this year. So there's like a responsibility that goes with it, that as the digestive systems are now receiving the transformation required to produce Soma in a more complete and continuous and refined manner, we also have the responsibility to continue to flow, to allow, to consciously desire that material not only nourishes our own self, but nourishes those aspects of the creation which are responsible for upholding the highest, responsible for upholding the evolutionary process, basically. All those aspects at the causal level of creation. The soul of the moon. So the moon has its physical form, but then it's got its celestial form, right? So it's responsible. We are responsible for keeping the channels open, for taking the dharmic action at the surface that allows that beautiful form of self to flow where it really counts. Where it really counts. That means, and that kind of ties into the last question, it means in spite of the emotions that we might feel based on very big challenges that we've selected for ourselves in this lifetime, it's important to still allow that channel of softness to flow where it will promote the best evolutionary effect for everyone. That's dharma. That's the action, or the words that promote the best evolutionary effect for everyone.